Okay, in this screen capture video, I want to discuss how to get to Kent State databases and to check out material on your topic. So at the home page, which is kentw.edu, go to academics, go to libraries, and make sure you're at the Kent State, the main library homepage. All right, so it's going to look like this, and we're not searching for books right now. We're searching for articles, and this is a very simple search. I would rather we go right over here, but hang on a second. Let me show you that here is where you would check your library account. You need to make sure that you're renewing your library books. Here's where you can request an interlibrary loan if you need that. Make sure that you have that you look through this material. For example, up here also the citation tools, more. We've used Journal Finder already, but and we're going to use databases now quickly. We've used this tab already, so make sure you familiarize yourself with the resources. Now, if you want to access the Kent State Library and its databases from home or from a remote location off campus, you'll need to download the VPN. All right. It's a program that allows you access to everything Kent State has paid subscription fees for. You just download it like a regular program. So you click on there and you go from there. I'll let you do that. If you somehow can't access the Kent State libraries or the databases from your home on your laptop, this is what you need to do. All right, if you want to do that. Well, let's go ahead and go to databases. And again, what we're doing here is we would be searching for periodicals, work in periodicals, which could be magazines, newspapers, bulletins, newsletters, journal articles. So now Kent State has set it up so that you are taken to the A databases. Now all of these are databases. So if you know the name of a certain database, which is actually your collection of journals in a certain discipline, you might want to go there. For example, a very good database is called Communication and Mass Media. So I would then click on the C's, and I would, if I just wanted everything in the database to be about communication and mass media, I would scroll down and I would open it up right here. All right, but the way it works is that when you go to the library's homepage, I'm going to go back out to it, and you just click on the database tool. It takes you to the A page of the A through Z databases. And on the A page, it begins the list of the A's, right? And at the very top is the Academic Search Complete database, which is a general database, but it promises to house academic work, which has its own promise of rigor and a careful careful process of making a claim. It's going to the work in this database is also going to involve sourcing and things like that. So it's a really good place to start. For example, if you have a topic and, it may not be related to medicine, so you obviously don't want that one. Let's start at this general one. All right, so very many of your topics, because I've already had you talk to me about them, you can find work in this database. So let's open it up. Now, companies own these databases, and they sell subscriptions to universities and colleges and whatnot. EBSCO is the company that owns this. All right, but this is the database, Academic Search Complete. That's the name of it. Now, I like this view. This is the advanced search view. You get a couple field boxes here. You can work with your Boolean limiters or phrases and or not. Let's just stay with the ands. Now, I had someone talk to me. This person wants to the main topic would be the oil industry, especially concerning spills and disasters. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in oil spills. Okay. Now, again, her idea is she wants to look at British Petroleum, and she wants to examine this recent crisis they had with the Deepwater Horizon well. And so you know, she might actually type in BP or British Petroleum here. Or she might type in Deepwater Horizon because that was the name given to the well that you know, had that leak, that horrendous leak up in the Gulf a couple years ago. Now that's a good enough topic, fair enough. The thing is, I've thrown in the stipulation that you need to connect your topics to another theme. Now it might be postmodernism, it might be communication, it might be another theme altogether, but the idea behind this is, you know, you are never going to be really given a free rein to write about anything you want in other college classes. Why should I allow that to happen in our class? Because I want to give you to practice skill sets of writing that will apply to other classes. So you know, I need to throw in a theme at you that you need to connect to your topic. So you, at this point, you have your topic, right? And then I'm saying, hey, we've got to have another topic, communication. Now, can you see if there is any overlap between your topic and communication? The topic of communication. You need to write in those areas of overlap. You need to investigate within those areas of overlap. And those overlaps may be directly related. Maybe it's an indirect overlap. Now, what would help you then is to know the definition of communication that we're working under, or the definitions, plural. And what makes communication. I think I have other videos in a folder in our class that help you understand that. But having said all that, now again, for the class you're in, it might be some other theme, maybe postmodernism, maybe some other theme altogether. I know in one class that's live right now, the theme is communication. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add communication in here, just to see what I get, right? And now please be sure. Okay, let's get this out. I just want communication. Okay, there we go. Please be sure that you select the field to search in. So if you open it up, you see you have all sorts of ways. You can search in the title for this. You can search in the journal name. Obviously, there's no journal name called oil spills. At least I don't think so. The one thing you really, I don't think, want to search in unless you're absolutely desperate is alt text, because that's going to search everywhere of a PDF, everywhere of in a magazine. And if they find the word oil spill anywhere in there, regardless of how remote it is as far as being actually connected to your topic, it's going to pull it up as a result hit. And then you're going to have to wade through all of that. So I wouldn't do that right off the bat. In fact, what I would do is I would do abstract, because if oil spills are important to someone's work, that author should put it in the abstract. So I'm just going to go ahead and bet on abstracts. I'm going to look for communication in abstract 2, and now I'm ready to go. Alright, so just hit search. Well, I'll come back to this. You can see that these, well, I'll have to come back to show you that. Alright, now I got 2 pages. Got 49 results. Now, don't forget to look at the tools you have on the sidebar. You can refine your search to scholarly journals, well, you just go ahead and look at that. You can refine the search based on publication date, based on source types. All right. So if you have a lot of results, maybe 49,000 results, maybe you just want to look at academic journals. All right. Now, what I would do though is I would look through the titles. Okay. Now let's see what we found. Reassuring or risky, the presentation of seafood safety in the aftermath of the British Petroleum and Deepwater Horizon oil spill. So there's something right there. Now this, just from the title, see, this sort of suggests that these authors are going to analyze how the quality of seafood, or the issue of seafood safety, was communicated to some audience, maybe reassuring them that, hey, it's still okay or whatnot. So I can't really tell a lot from the title, but this is a pretty good title. Now if I think it's interesting, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to read about the abstract. Okay, so here's the abstract right here. Now this definitely connects to communication. So I might decide, you know, this is really good. And then I might decide, I need this. So at that point I would download the PDF, okay, and I would save it to flash memory, to maybe a USB flash stick, or I would, if I'm working at a Kent State Library computer and I just You know, where would I put this? I would save it to that computer's desktop, and then I would open up my email, and I would write myself an email, and I would attach the PDF to the email and send it to myself an email, and then I would store that email in a folder marked Research for Horns class or something like that. And then I could have my own research shelf in my Gmail or email account, and it would always be accessible to me, and that way I could save all this stuff. And I would, you know, at this point I would get as much as I could, because for every 10 sources you might find, whether it's periodicals or books or articles, you might actually end up using only one of those in your work. Okay, so you need a whole lot to begin with, so you can find the best ones that actually fit well in the argument you may want to take. So I would definitely stock up on these things. Download it, save it to the desktop, send it to yourself in an email, or download it to your flash drive. I'm just supposing you know how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the results list. Okay, and the search continues. Okay. Let's see. Now look at this one. A content analysis of BP's press releases dealing with crisis. Okay, now that's generic analysis. They're going to look at all the press releases and find basically what the contents are saying, well, how they are similar. What does the press release generally look like? And then they're going to try to interpret that strategy. I would definitely look at this. This shows about how BP is, you know, dealing with oil spills. So this was a pretty good search. It's a fruitful search, especially since I know the student is wanting to write on BP. Now, I do want to show you something though. We are looking only in Academic Search Complete. If you have trouble finding results, all right, you need to check your keywords, make sure they're spelled correctly. Maybe you need to come up with some better keywords, all right. But you might also want to do this. Go to Choose Databases, all right. And what this is going to allow you to do is really to search in all of the EBSCO databases that Kent State has bought a share in or paid a subscription for. So my computer, here we go, there we go. Now look, at this point we're searching for oil spills and communication only in Academic and Search Complete. Look at all the EBSCO databases that Kent State has paid a subscription fee for, so you can actually get in all of these to search. Now some of these, like Music Index, I don't expect you ever to find anything, but what about Communication and Mass Media Complete? What if that has stuff in about how oil companies, or maybe we just need to say energy companies, cover over natural disaster? How do they spend the communication about that? So you know, a lot of these may not even be worth looking in, but instead of just going through and trying to pick, why don't we just go ahead and select all right up here, hit OK. Now it says here it may result in longer time, but that's because it's searching. Look how much we're searching now. See, we're looking in all of those databases. So now we have our search terms: oil spills, oil spills and communication. By the way, if you need some help on how to frame your keywords or your search words, you can maybe look in these. And Smart Tech, maybe look at the hints or something. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and search for this. And now for just oil spills and communication in the abstracts, well, it's waiting. Oh, thankfully it's not going to take 2 minutes. But notice I now have, well, it's still loading, 560 results. So we went from 49 to 560, and that's a pretty decent ratio increase. It's going to increase by maybe a multiple of 10. So you know, go to it. That's how you would look through things. Now look, maybe you need to put something like, if you're getting overwhelmed with this, maybe we need to do, okay, British Petroleum and what's another word for communication? Maybe media? Okay, the computer's lagging a little bit, so here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and search that. So I already found at least a couple that I know I would download. But now we have communication and media, BP and media, and we went down to 165. But you know, the promise here is that, hey, these talk about BP and the media, right? Now, if you can't find the PDF full text, like this one right here, see, there's no PDF, you know, link there, but click find it, and I bet there's a really good chance that you might find it elsewhere in Chance System. See, oh, well, actually they didn't. They would say right here, we found it, click on this, but you can attempt to find it from the publisher's website, or you can actually, if you really want it, you can request a copy via interlibrary loan. So you can get this, okay? Now notice I have two tabs going up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back this way. Let me see if I can find another one. Let's try this one. Well, here, let's try this one. You get the HTML full text, but let's go ahead and see if we can find a PDF for it. No, I'm not having much luck, but when you do hit the Find It button and you do have a PDF available, it'll show up right here saying, you know, we found it, here's the link. But now, as far as, okay, I'll just open this, all right? You know, once you get the PDF and you open it up, if you find one good PDF, okay, now here's how you would save it and that sort of thing. But you could start looking through it, all right, and look for critical envelopes, look for other sources, all right. Now here they're really giving you a lot of data in the footnotes, so you might have to look through there. So at this point, I would use any source work I could find in the actual paper to lead me on to my other sources. All right. Now this right here sounds like a review of literature. If you were to take time looking at this, they're talking about researchers and another landmark study and later studies. So I would get these and I would go to 23, 22, 21, 21, 22, 23, and I would try to get these. Now I can tell that this is a journal from J Marketing 20. I think it's a journal. This might also be a journal too. So I mean, I would try to find these in Journal Finder or in books. All right, but I would use at this point I would use one good journal article itself to lead me on to other sources. All right. Here's one. Okay, voluntary environmental reporting. Does it matter to investors? So this might give me information about how people report on the environment when they stand to lose money on it. And this, in fact, is Oil, Gas, and Energy Quarterly. Okay, volume 2001. That is a journal. So maybe I would try to find it in the Journal Finder. But that's how I would work the databases. All right. So your job is to really just try to find material on your specific topic. You know, after clustering and moving down to a specific narrow approach from a general topic, try to find material on that specific topic and communication, or and media, or and advertising, or and science, or something like that. So I do hope that this screen capture video has helped you in this. Thank you for watching.